or, you know, a president or mayor or anything like that.
One of the problems is that people within Islam have misconceptions about how to raise children, what is right for their children, how they should discipline their children, etc. So they don't know actually how to foster those kind of things. And we should actually learn from other communities where they have a lot of after-school programs and things where you can really give kids opportunities to explore what they are good at and what they can be. And affecting change starts from, you know, making sure, in the home, make sure your home is conducive to, you know, different types of media, math, science, arts, everything included.
Exactly, exactly. So now we're going to talk about we're going to show a little bit about some artwork. Sister Zakia has some candles. Would you like to show us a little bit about that and how you actually make it and what's the process of that?
Yeah, about 3 years ago, my cousin and I, Libna Sheikh, we decided to take some of the little talent that we have and produce something. And alhamdulillah, we always thought we started our business with the intention of remembering Allah, doing zikr of Allah, and still keeping in touch with what was true to our natures. And so, alhamdulillah, we started taking Quranic calligraphy, Arabic calligraphy, and some of our own designs and patterning them on candles, symbolically representing, illuminating Allah's words, you know, not producing Allah's nur, but also just respecting it in this way. And so, alhamdulillah, we took things like Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and put it on candles. And we also do mirror etchings, glass etchings, anything that'll keep us motivated to keep working on it, keep learning about Islamic art. So, alhamdulillah, I just started from the house and just took off.
Very good. So if someone wants to purchase one of these candles, how can they do that right now?
You can go on our website. It's www.revivalarts.com. And inshallah, on the website, you'll be able to order online the candles and the different pieces that we have. And also, on the side, Lubna and I are artists in our own respects. Lubna does a lot of the calligraphy, and I dabble in a little bit of ceramics, and I've done some print work.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break right now. Sorry about that, and we'll be right back with the Muslim Roundtable. School in Chicago, correct?
Yeah, I went to Columbia College, which is the largest film school in the Midwest, and I got my film education there, and I've been working with my partner Sean Coyle with our company Mr. Boy Productions since 1998, and we've worked on several projects already. You can see trailers and order copies of some of our more recent projects. I have a DVD of, this is our latest film. It was a short film called Collect Call, and you can get a copy of it on our website.
Okay.
Just email us. And
very good. So what's the process of shooting a film? How long does it, how long is like the process of putting it together?
From conception to completion can be, you know, at this point we specialize in short films, and, you know, it's gone as long as 9 to 12 months, or, you know, as short as 3 months. It really just depends. I'm very much focused on having strong ideas and, you know, letting the technical things work themselves out. But, you know, my position is that I don't want to have my name on something that's kind of superfluous, and I'd rather have some kind of strong statement, be it political or social or even spiritual, even though I tend to avoid getting too deep into that. But I think it really, at this point, rather than getting into religious subject matter, things like that, I think it's important just to have a Muslim face on the film medium.
So have you met a lot of other Muslim filmmakers?
I have not. I know that it's actually a growing number. You're seeing more of it, and I've said this before, that within 2 to 5 years you're going to be seeing a lot of Muslims involved in this field, because a lot of those old barriers are being broken down now as people are sort of expanding into new areas.
Brother Khalil, can you talk a little bit about how you got involved in doing political cartooning?
Yeah, I often tell people who ask me this question that I don't remember, because I was probably born a political cartoonist. I was born during a war of independence.
How did you get into cartooning?
Cartooning is the same thing. I can't remember a time when I wasn't drawing and drawing caricatures and funny cartoons. The political side came from being born during a certain time, a certain place. That was in Algeria during the revolution against the French. And
Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Welcome back to the Muslim Roundtable Show. Today we're talking about Muslims in the arts, and we were just talking about with brother Khalil Bendib, who is a political cartoonist, an artist, and he was talking to us about how he was born.
Yeah, so we escaped narrowly, to make a long story short. But then I didn't escape the whole atmosphere around me, and people, my parents listening to the radio, trying to find out what's happening. So I was politicized from an early age, and that's part of me, whether I like it or not. And so I married that with the art. I was also always an artist. I don't know where that came from. The first few cartoons are about the 2000 campaign, the election campaign, when Joe Lieberman and Al Gore decided to make a go of it together. So here Al Gore says, Joe's faith and mine are different, but we believe in one and the same God, the almighty dollar. all the contributions from the Zionist lobby and you name it. Here's another one also about the campaign. Remember how Al Gore wanted to show how he was not stiff, and he kissed his wife passionately in front of the camera? Well, the kiss that made the campaign for Muslims was this kiss between Al Gore and the Zionist lobby. That really shocked the Muslim community, which is why we en masse voted for for George Bush, which I don't know how smart that was, but that's another question. Here's democracy, Arab style versus American style, U.S. style. And here, this was just about the time George Bush and Assad became president. In Syria, you have Hafez al-Assad, who is succeeded by his son Bashar al-Assad. And in this country, it's George Bush versus George Bush. So the Arab here says, feeling a little superior with his nice fez, he says, we at least demand a new first name.
Very good. So how many newspapers are your cartoons published in?
I'm in many different newspapers. I'm carried by 1,400 small and mid-sized newspapers across the country, plus another 212 cartoons, newspapers, black newspapers, because I do cartoons for African Americans also, plus a whole plethora of Muslim American and Arab American newspapers. So I can't tell you exactly how many. Here I'm still on the subject of terrorism. Here it says, what will it take for the U.S. government to go after the major league terrorists in our midst? Maybe if they dressed like this. First one is Augusto bin Oshit. If he dressed like a Muslim, maybe they'd be interested in him as a terrorist. The next one is Ayatollah Ali el-Sharon. If he looked like this, he would definitely be on the list, but he's not. The third one is Madeleine al-Bara'it. He also would be on the list. And the last one here was Henry K. Singh R. One sick puppy.
Let's talk a little bit about Calligraphy of Thought. How did that group form?
It just started out as an idea for a title for an open mic. And since then, more and more people came, and more people were far more talented than an open mic could really showcase. But this is actually our booklets. We have 3 of them, but I have 2 here with me today. This was one that actually came out last year, the first anniversary of September 11th, and this one came out earlier this year. It's just samples of poetry. And if people are interested in getting the books or finding out more about us, they can go to a website. It's muslimpoet.com. And we're poets in residence at their site, so you can check us out there.
Very good, very good.
And
so would you like to perform a small piece?
I'm not going to perform it. I've actually been real out of the performance loop, busy with trying to graduate from law school. So
how many performers do you have again?
There's 12 of us. And so, everyone else has sort of been running with the torch. So I'm going to do a piece that I just wrote recently, so please bear with me. It's in the elaborate tapestry, in the melodic harmony of the blues, where each color's hues and all humanity's views dot the horizons of history, and all while the blues play. Like the scarlet hues of native folklores and gentle warriors dying slowly till too few remain to turn the blues into varying hues of red rock views, or the sun-drenched shade of lemon teas painted as men cross the 7 seas to humbly lay the railroad's transatlantic history, or the green of the bay